It's the age-old question. How do we get more time? Well, I'm going to give some ideas here which will help you. My name is Greg Story. I'm the president of Carnegie Training here in Japan and the best-selling author of Japan Sales Mastery. Leaders, particularly, really have to be careful of their time. They should only be working on the most high priority items that only they can do. But that's not what they wind up doing though, is it? They wind up doing a lot of other stuff that they should never be doing. Why is that? Well, first of all, they probably have a very poor time management system, but I'll just park that whole time management system piece for the moment and talk a little bit more about why they don't have enough access to time. And part of that reason is they're making some poor choices about what they're choosing to do in their day. Now, if you're a leader, have a good look at what you did yesterday and the day before and see actually what were the high value items that you're working on, what were the low value items that you're working on, and I'll guarantee you the balance is not as perfected or as efficient or as effective as it could be. We're all like that. We get sucked into doing things we shouldn't be doing, and this blows up our schedule. Here's a couple of ideas that are going to be very, very key. One is, look at what you should be doing that only you can do. There are certain things in your job which others can't do for you, but there are a lot of other things that they can do for you, but you don't ask them. Greg, look, delegation, it doesn't work. I tried that, total mess. Didn't work. If you want something done, do it yourself. Fatal last words for a leader. Why would that be the case? Good workman doesn't blame his tools is an old idea. Leaders, you don't blame your staff for your poor leadership around delegation. The first problem with delegation is that the people who are being delegated to feel put upon. Hey, I'm already busy and you're coming along, boss, with your staff and you want me to do your work for you and you're getting paid a lot more than I am and I'm maxed out already. Not interested. So the way of handing off the delegation is usually dumping. Turn up, boom, do this project, get this file taken care of, get this happening for me. And then you walk away and you come back at the appointed time and say, well, where is it? That doesn't work either. Now, Japan's quite a smart country. Some people have worked out if you mess it up, the boss won't ask you again. Because it's very hard to fire people in this country for messing up a small thing like that. But they've realised, I'll just make the boss take it back. Take the ownership back and off to the races we go. I'm out of jail. We've got to be very careful about that. When we're doing delegation, there's some steps. There's a process to this. This is not mysterious. It's a process. First of all, we have to think, why are we delegating this task? What is the point? Now, the point could be to move something off your desk onto someone else's. Yeah, that's okay. Or you can think of it another way. We need to be thinking about how do we develop our people. We need successors. You say, no, I don't need successors. I've got to keep my job. I've got to protect my job. No, you have to go up. The only way you can go up is for somebody to come in and take your job and succeed you. And if you're not developing followers, then your company will just park you right where you are now and you'll never move up in the organization. So smart leaders understand that and they're looking to develop their subordinates so they can pass on the task and they can move up the ranks. So the first thing is you're not looking around the office and saying, well, okay, who doesn't look busy? Who doesn't look busy I can give this task to? No, you look around and you think, okay, who can I help to develop their careers with this particular project which will suit them? Now, you think about it, when you go for an interview within the company to step up in the ranks, they want to know if you can do the job or not. They're looking for experience. Now, this is the sort of catch-22, the irony. How could you have experience if you've never been given the responsibility and have the job? Well, you can. You can through delegation, because when your boss empowers you to take on that task, you're doing a part of their job. And when you get to the interview point, you can reference that. Yeah, I'm capable of taking on this role. Let me tell you some things I've been doing that's part of my boss's job, and I've been helping my boss with these tasks. So I think I can do the rest of it as well. So you're looking for who's a good match here, trying to develop their career. Starting point is entirely different to, right, who's got a pulse, who doesn't look busy, who could I dump this on and I can take it off my desk. So we switch gears about what's the point. So you think about, okay, who can I help here develop their career with this particular task? And then you need to explain it to them. You've got to sell the delegation to them, explain that it's in their best interests to have their career developed to be able to take on this task. It's not a burden. It's not you dumping what should be your work on their desk. It's actually you trying to help them build their career. So they get that situation where they're looking for a successor, they'll pick that person because they can reference experience that they've gained while they're in their current position. Does this conversation usually happen with delegation? No. Here's a project, get onto it, I want this done right away, is normally how it goes. Not very good. So, all right, we selected who the person is, we think, okay, this will help this person. Now we sell it. We sell the delegation to them. Again, based around how it's going to help them in their career. Then we explain the basics. We don't tell them how to do it though. This is very important. We invite them, well, how do you think we could approach this? Of course you know how to do it. You're doing it already. Yeah, we know that, but they don't know how to do it particularly, and you want them to have a sense of ownership. So don't tell them, okay, do this and then do that, and after you've done those two things, do this, this, and this. Who wants to be told how to do their job? Who wants the boss to be micromanaging them? Nobody. Give them a chance to think about the task. It may not even be on that spot. Maybe they come back to you and say, well, this is how I think we could do it. And probably there aren't that many ways to do tasks, and probably what they're going to come up with is probably what you've been doing already, or they might come up with something even better. How good would that be? And you can add to what they say or subtract from what they say, depending on your experience and the pitfalls you can see of some things I've mentioned, or some of the advantages they've come up with, something innovative. You can praise them for that. Hey, that's a great idea. I never thought of that. Excellent, let's do it that way. In fact, in the future, I'm going to copy that too. This is very empowering for people. Do bosses do that? No. Do this by Wednesday. I need it done straight away. I want to see this happening. Not motivating. This is not motivating for people. You're killing the staff. The engagement is going to go right through the bottom of the floor. How can you help people to feel motivated about doing the task? They see it part of their career build. You give them ownership by getting them to tell you how they're going to do it. And then you let them do it. But you don't walk away. You know, the worst thing you can do when you delegate something is you say, well, I want this done by Friday. You turn up on Friday, shock. You thought, we start here, we're going to go here. That's the logical idea, right? We start here, we go here. That's how you do a task like this. No, they've gone here, or they've gone there. Complete zigzag, off on a tangent. And that's when you go, oh no, they've taken this in a totally wrong direction. Oh, this is a nightmare. Panic stations, we've got to fix this up now. No, you've got to be checking without micromanaging. Big difference there. Checking on direction without micromanaging the task, just to make sure they're not zigging or zagging. You want them to keep moving forward in the direction that you know is required. You know that because you have more experience. You've probably done this a number of times yourself. They may not know that, so they may come up with a radical turn that's possibly not the best direction. Or it might be a better direction, but you need to be at least knowing, well, this is a better direction, or actually it's the wrong direction. And just check in, not micromanage. Oh, did you do this? Did you do that? Did you think about that? Let them do it. And don't wait till the final point. If it's a Friday, don't wait till 5 o'clock on Friday. Well, how'd we go? Too late. Check a day earlier. Check a day earlier. Go in a bit earlier. Just give me a quick rundown of where I know it's due tomorrow, but just give me a quick rundown of where we are with that in a bit more detail this time. So if there is a problem, they've got time to fix it. And then when they do the project, then obviously you're going to praise them for their work. You're going to congratulate them on building their career. You might even have a little bit of celebration depending on the scale or the scope of what it is. And you connect this to the big frame, the big picture of the company. What you've done today is very important because it's going to fit into the company like this, and we're building the business and we're becoming more competitive, and we're winning more market share, or we're doing better in our cutting of cost, or we're doing better in our revenue, whatever it might be. You've got to connect it to the big picture here. This is not hard stuff. Why aren't bosses doing this? Because they don't know. They tried delegation the wrong way. It failed. Of course it failed. And that's how delegation doesn't work. Baby, bathwater, all go out together. They didn't work properly. They didn't have a clue what they should have been doing, and therefore it failed. Delegation does work if you know what you're doing. Now, how would you know these things? Well, you've got to have knowledge. And where would you get the knowledge? Most people are not trained to be leaders, or the training they got was a long, long time ago. Fortunately, there are a number of resources available to you. We have excellent programs at Carnegie on leadership. We have a program called Step Up to Leadership, which is for first line managers stepping up in their first job as a supervisor or manager, how to make that transition from player to leader. That's a very important one. Another one for people with a bit more experience who can go into leadership training for managers. Now, we don't recommend leadership training for managers for newbies, for new people in leadership, because when they go through it, they go, oh yeah, I understand that. Oh yeah, that's easy. Oh yeah, I got that. Very intellectual process, because they haven't bled. You know, they haven't had blood coming out of their eyes or out of their ears, right, yet, because they haven't had the bruising of being a leader. When you've had that and you get this information, you go, that's what I need to do there. No wonder I've been having a hard time. You appreciate the content because you've had the experience of it failing. So for new leaders, step up to leadership. For a little bit established leaders, leadership training for managers, excellent programs. On our website, enjapan.dalecarnegie.com, enjapan.dalecarnegie.com. 2 excellent programs there. You want it in Japanese, you want English, let us know. We've got public programs, you do it in-house, whatever you like, we can help you. Other things you might find useful, I do a weekly podcast, comes out on Thursdays, called the Leadership Japan series. This week is up to episode 293 episodes on leadership. You couldn't write down 293 things you wanted to know about leadership, I'm sure. That'd be a stretch. You probably get about 10. Trust me, they're all covered here, plus another 283, which you haven't thought about or you've forgotten. So the podcast is on iTunes and Stitcher. You can check it out there. Look at that. It's all free. They're about under 20 minutes, about 15 minutes long. And you can find a lot of aspects of leadership, a lot of structures, a lot of knowledge, which is very helpful. Or you might like to watch my TV show on YouTube, the Cutting Edge Japan Business Show. I go through leadership topics in that show as well, which again, if you prefer video, or you might go to our YouTube channel, Japan Dale Carnegie TV, Japan Dale Carnegie TV, where we've got, let me see, 777 videos, I think it's something now, 770 videos or 767 videos, can't remember. Anyway, a lot of videos there for you. If you like video, that's the place to go. So you've got iTunes, you've got the audio, you've got YouTube, for just, what is that noise? Just one moment, please. Sumimasen. Sumimasen. Chotto matte ii desu ka? Sumimasen. Sorry, we just got the cleaners in here just trying to make a lot of noise. Just as I'm about to wrap this up. Okay, well, I will wrap it up now. So you've got enjapan.dalecarnegie.com for our website. You've got Twitter or iTunes on for the Leadership Japan series. You've got YouTube for the Cutting Edge Japan Business Show. And you've got our training courses as well on our website. So there are resources there to help you. There are things that will work for you. Have a look at those. You may find that it's got some missing elements there that you haven't come across yet, or haven't thought about, or haven't mastered. Delegation's bound to be one of them. If you are working on only the things that you should be doing, and they are the most high-value tasks, you will be major successful as a leader, because you will free up time to coach your people, develop your people, and you will rise in the organization as a clear result of getting this one little thing right, managing your time better, and helping your staff, helping your team to develop and help their careers take off. Let's get to work on that, because that's going to be the best thing for everyone, and it's a winner. Good luck with that.